have all the impressions of the game. And this game last night, we lost in key moments. And in these key moments, City was better than us. So we gave a penalty away, we conceded the penalty, we conceded after a throw-in, where we left Joe alone in a situation where no player on the planet should be alone against Sterling. The positioning was not right. But after another throw-in, we lost, I think Foden scored, and the other 2 goals when we lost the ball in a situation where we usually don't lose the ball, counter-attacks. Apart from that, we were good. We had good situations, but we didn't finish any of them off. So was it Mo's post, was it Sadio's big chance, was it a situation when the cross came from the right side, Sadio and Mo jumping, Sadio gets the ball but can't see it. So only has 3 examples, we had more of them. And we had even more where we didn't play the final pass. So the game, we had more chances than we had in our when we won 3-1 at home. But we gave 4 goals away, and then you cannot win against City. So that's 2 things. One is the feeling, the other thing is the facts, and both are important, and we will use both. That's the plan.
You can still achieve so many special things this season. How special a thing would it be to go the entire Premier League season at home, having won every single game? I mean, we look back to the history books, no one's done that in the top flight for 130 years.
Look, but I think that shows that it's probably difficult. It's obviously difficult, but you can't do that without thinking about how many games and stuff like this. We never thought about it, how long the run is or whatever, that we didn't lose or that we win, all this kind of stuff. We respect Aston Villa, we respect their situation, we know the situation they are in, and before the game it looks like with our numbers and the Aston Villa numbers that it's clear, but we never saw football games like this. I cannot approach a football game or prepare a football game when I think, they're bad. Aston Villa has a lot of quality and they do well, and they will defend with a compact formation. That's what I'm thinking about, not the rest we can break. So we have to break, if you want, the formation of Aston Villa, and that's what we are concerned about. We had this morning early the Aston Villa meeting, and we saw the things we have to see, and now we have to work with that. The boys have to recover tomorrow. The situation, and once and we play again. That's the situation now. It's not the only situation. Look, this season is a very special for us in a positive way. Special as well from a challenging point of view. Not only that we had a 3 months break in the middle of the season, as well we play now in the last 3 weeks or how long it is. We play pretty much 6 games, which means every 3 days you play a game, and that's really demanding for all of us. And we have to really dig in this situation, and that's what I liked of the game last night as well. Because the attitude was brilliant. We were really fighting. The desire was there. It was all there. We were in 4 moments not focused enough. And maybe there are some explanations for that. It's the quality of City using these situations, and we have to make sure that we don't have moments like this in a game on Sunday. But still 2 days time to prepare that.
Thank you, Jürgen. Thanks a lot.
Simon. Thank you, James. Simon from PLP, please.
Hi, Jürgen. Hello. Jürgen, you mentioned there about how Melwood can change things, and I know we have spoken about it in the past, but obviously there's a new future ahead for you there. So is it the history and the magic of the building? Is it the people? And how can you harness that when it is time to move forward?
No. So I love Melwood, but it's not the history of the building. It's that we are together and work on solutions for the problems we have. So that's the reason. I love Melwood, but if we would have met in my house, I would have said that's where we changed the things. I was more that I wanted to make it. When we are together, we can start changing the things again, and that's exactly what we do then with. We had a meeting this morning, obviously, where we spoke about us, the situation, the good things, the bad things, the challenges, all that stuff. And after that, the boys recovered. Recovery doesn't mean they lie on a bed and get a massage. They have a lot of stuff to do then to make sure that the muscles are ready as quick as possible. Then we had the training session with the guys who are not that much involved last night. That was good. And so now I can start thinking really about how we go in the Aston Villa game, making a lineup. That's what when I say here's the the spot where we changed the things. It was always like this.
City said before the game last night that their next season was starting when they played you, but I know as far as you're concerned, you're still eager to maintain the focus of what you have to do ahead of you this season, aren't you?
Yeah. I think Man City said that, or whoever from Man City said or whatever, that because they got asked. The City is not thinking about next season. We don't think about next season. We think about this season. City has a lot to go for, and we have a lot to go for. So that's all. We have 6 football games. And we felt last night, we didn't have to feel it too often, we felt last night how difficult it is, but it's still incredible how did we come in the position, and we know how we did go there. And I saw last night how we did it, because with the desire, the greed and all the stuff that I saw last night, that's why we are where we are. And we will not stop being like this. But of course, and that's always the same, you need to be 100% concentrated in all moments of the game, and especially against City, because they use each little mistake you make. And that's why, we think only about, not even about the next 6 games, only about Aston Villa. After that against Brighton, then Arsenal, then Burnley, then Arsenal, then Chelsea, then Newcastle. That's how it is. I cannot do it differently, so I have not a big plan, but we will have a plan for Aston Villa.
Thank you, Simon. Guys, the next questions who we've got down will be Juliet, Mike, James and Carl. Anyone else in the open who wants to ask a question, please either use the hands up mechanism on Zoom or send me a WhatsApp. There will be 2 embargoed sections as part of this. I'll make that very, very clear. But we are going to continue on the one press conference, but there will be 2 embargoed sections. Next up, Juliet, BBC.
Hi there, Jürgen. Liverpool don't lose that many matches, or haven't lost that many matches in the Premier League of late. So in a way, when you say it's good that it can change things, was it good that it happened last night, in the fact that, just to pick up on what you said to Simon, that you just have to be 100% on it throughout the whole 90 minutes? Aston Villa you're facing they've got their own challenges for very, very different reasons, and if you just drop that 1%, you will get punished.
You're right. We didn't lose a lot of games in the last 2.5 years or so, but we lost them, and I always feel really like defeats. And so far, we always used that for the next games, and not only for the next game, but for the next games. Yes, and if you think about the things we didn't do well, so in this department we have to show a reaction. The reaction doesn't mean that we have to change everything. We just have to be spot on in these moments, and we cannot switch off or whatever. We have to. So, as an example, Joe was alone in the challenge with Sterling, but he should have shouted at everybody around, because if he wasn't a challenge, he knew that he's alone. The others maybe didn't look at it in that moment. So these are the situations we have to change. Hendo could have been there. Usually Fabinho should have been there, but he pushed up and all that stuff. So there's always an explanation. Yes, we have to be at 100%, and we knew that always. We knew it from day one. If we want to reach something special, the only way to do that is be 100% in the specific game, which means in all the specific situations. Do we have to lose 4-0 to learn that? I'm not sure, but yeah, it can help. It makes the point absolutely clear. So we will try again to use the information from last night.
Fantastic, Julia. Mike from BBC Merseyside. Mike, please. Yeah, Mike, top middle of the screen.
Hi there, Jürgen. Because losing matches has been so much of a rarity for Liverpool over the past 2.5 years, when you have these pre-match meetings with the players, can you sense something different in them in terms of learning lessons? Did you sense in them a difference, wanting to put things right, and that's not going to happen? So that there's actually positives to take from it almost.
Yeah, I don't use that, and I never use things like this in pre-match meetings. I use them in post-match meetings. Means after the game we speak about what was right and wrong, In the pre-match meeting, we prepare the next game, and there's no time for worrying about things we did not right in the last game. It's not like constantly saying, and here we did that, we had that problem, if we have that today again, and stuff like this. So in the post-match meeting, we make, what is it, a resume of the last game, pretty much. And if there are positives, I mention them. So because I'm not from a newspaper or something like that, I don't have to put the finger only in one on and make a headline. I have to write a full article if you want. And that's what I try to do. If there are positives, I mention them. If there are negatives, I mention them. If I think it's necessary. If I know they know already and everybody it was so obvious, then maybe I don't mention it. But the pre-match meeting is about the next game, and that's about what we have to do in this game, because we would have to do that if we would have won the last game as well. So there's no difference. It's just about preparing this game with the special needs of the game, the special needs of the opponent, and nothing else.
Aston Villa, obviously problems in terms of fighting for their Premier League survival. You had a cracking game against them early on this season at Villa Park. What sort of reference point can that be for your players in terms of, more than anything else, it showed that this is a Liverpool team that never knows when it's beaten with those two late goals, but also the fact that Villa gave you a good game, and people like McGinn and Grealish, when they're at it, and if they're allowed if they're allowed too much possession, they can cause problems for you.
Again, how like each Premier League team, this game was a special game, and that will be seen as a special game when people speak in 10 years about this season. And they say, okay, that was one of the key moments of the season. It was for sure the Aston Villa game. I remember exactly how they scored the goal. I remember our goals. I remember a lot of parts of the game, which doesn't happen. It's not the case for all football games we played in this season, for example. But it was a very important one for us. And Villa was not in a bad moment at that time. They was really in a rather good moment, I think. Since then, a lot of things changed. So can we use this game for the preparation? Not really, but in general, it was a really important game. Since then, Aston Villa changed the system, I think twice, playing back five. Last game they played kind of a diamond. I think bringing Jack Grealish in his best position, maybe. We don't know exactly how Dean will line up against us, but we have to be prepared for different stuff, and that's for all of us the challenge. So now, if some people said rhythm is better than a break, then it was an advantage for City last night. People say it should be an advantage.
Hello guys, I'm sorry at this time, I have a problem of connection. But
As well, because we had now a week off and we played on Thursday. If people say it's better than a rhythm, shows that